Yet another rubric cast here. I'm finally going to get to show you how you actually go about grading people. So as you can see here, you have the assignment studio view. You have the names of your assignments here. Let me shrink this guy away. Oh, by the way, that does that. So this is going to say names of the assignments across the top. And then clicking this little tab will expand it down. You have these five up here. Don't worry about additional for the time being. So you have student, which will tell you about a student. So let me click on one. And there's all the info about me. So you'll see, just some basic information, group, first name, last name, that kind of thing. You'll be able to look at their assignment, which for purposes of this example, there aren't really any assignments in here. You'll be able to see comments that have been left. This is, again, just for example, it's not going to show anything useful, but for an actual setting, if students are able to comment on each other's work, you'll be able to review them all here real quickly, just see what other people are saying. So let's get to what you really want to see, is feedback. Now, from the assignment studio before, if you remember, the yellow indicator means that this has been finalized, the feedback has been. As you can see, I have an F because I still need to get the letter grades worked out, but that's a very minor issue. There's also an orange status indicator and a green status indicator. Green being a submitted assignment that has not been graded in any way. So let's go to one of those instead of a pre-saved one. So you can see it loaded back up in the same window. So I could go over here, review the assignment for, well, I think it's Dustin's account or somebody, and then go back to feedback and say, yes, it met that criterion, and go down through here real quick. Yes, you sucked. I'm pretty harsh as a grader. So we can go through, and I'm just going to leave these last two blank, or this last one blank, to show something. So as you can see, it's going to start to build up all the feedback that you'll be giving the student. If you want to change any of these values, you see there's a little lock on here. Until you give a value up above, it won't allow you to assess them on that. There's a lot of little tiny trapdoor type of things to make sure you don't screw anything up. So don't be afraid to mess around with it and push it to the limits. If you make a change, you'll see that it gets outlined in red here. This is just to indicate to you that you have made a change from what the base feedback is. If you go ahead and delete that, it will figure out if it's the same as it used to be. In case you want to set it back. Another thing you can do is say we put excuse me, put that in, but that's not exactly what we want. You can go up here. I can, oh, that's not the right one. This guy. I can say, get this message, hey, you're going to override what was done below. Are you sure you'd like to change it? Yes. And then bounce back, and we're back to the original text down below. So as I said, there's no lock here, no lock here, as you may have seen some other ones. So let's go ahead and put that last value in as just anything. And you'll see the lock shows up, text gets thrown in. Now, some fun little things you can do with this. Well, first of all, let's save. So good job. All right, so we'll hit save on this. Now, if you saw in this, you see at the interface down here, it changes this to an orange status, meaning that it has been saved. So I'll jump to another assignment just to see, hey, this is a different looking one than the one that I was just working on. The grades are a little different. Here we go. So if you click the lock to unlock it, it'll allow you to edit this field. So you can actually override what your own rubric has generated as the feedback the score point value for the student for whatever criterion. You can also do it at the total, as we'll see here. You have 44. So if I click this back on, see, you had locked this value, locking the value is going to reset it to its original. So once you unlock a value, you don't lock it back up unless you want to reset it. So yeah, I want to reset this just for the purpose of this demo. So it'll be 43 now because this is 7. If I lock this guy to 6, see it bounces that down to 42. So something you can do is I can override this and say that's worth 46 points total, and then give some feedback saying why I gave them a +3. You could also go and distribute those points this way. Another little thing that this catches for is if you've modified the total, it won't allow you to modify one of these without saying that you want to, because if you'll note, if I change this to 7, that's actually going to alter the overall score. So look for another one of these sometime tomorrow, hopefully.